What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to Solo or Bolo. I'm X-Ray, your host, and today Brissy's not feeling too well, so I got us a special guest, Mr. Soulpan. Welcome.
What's up? Doubling up on content this week, so get ready to see me twice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be recording the climb a little bit later, but first off, let's get into Solo or Bolo with the first slide. Most important summit champion, Orn or Maokai? Okay, I have a little bit of a bias, but I've played both, and I think you're gonna go with the Maokai, honestly. But
You okay? I have a compelling argument.
okay,
If you asked me this question literally any time before last split, I would have said Orm.
yeah,
Um,
I would actually also
Very
agree.
clearly, right now in this season, if we're talking just this season, it's Maokai.
Oh,
Um,
yeah, okay, I definitely
Orn has
agree.
got some history on him, but like the 55% win rates support for 5 straight patches.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's looking pretty powerful. And the next round of nerfs are again gonna do nothing, and then this guy's still gonna be like the best support in the game. So
See,
um,
but it's most
Maokai for me.
important summit champion. So I would probably still go with Orn just because of like how consistent he is. However, I would say like the most recent summit I think is we've been seeing a lot better players, and so we're seeing less and less of Orn. It's really only like those low tier champions like X-Ray.
Orn fell off.
Yeah,
It's
Orn has
over.
Orn has slowly been falling off just because of the high tier players that we're getting in Summit. But Maokai, he can be played in literally three different roles, basically four if you want to put a mid. But I haven't seen that yet. But honestly, I'm gonna go with Horn on this one. A little bit biased, but it's
Shameful.
it's okay. Moving on.
Your journalistic integrity is failing, X-Ray.
That's okay. Better strategy: no voice comms or voice comms. Huh.
Well, we're filming this directly after our series, and I want like to point out that Roblins Goblins had to undeafen for us. So pretty big deal. Seems
Ooh.
that voice comms might be the better strategy.
I mean, I will say, from watching that series, that game looked really hard, game 2, but game 1 looked really fun and really competitive. But I think voice comms are better, like because you can actually like tell your team what to do and like voice your opinion. But if you have no voice comms, you're basically typing to your team, and some people can't type very fast. So
Yeah. I mean, you
that's just
watched it
my
happen
opinion.
against Roblin Goblins when they played against Savage Mongoose Dynasty and they got invaded by Zinza level 2, and then it turned into 2 kills, which snowballed that game for them. So I think voice comms are kind of essential for competitive play. It was pretty crazy that Roblins Goblins made it as far as they did without it, but 100% Bolo won this one for
So
me.
have they been deafened this whole time?
I think there might have been like one game where they didn't, but yeah, for the most part, they have been deafened in comms.
What? This is news to me.
Oh, you didn't even know.
I didn't
Yeah,
even
they
know.
today was I maybe the first series. There might be like one or two other games, but they have been mostly deafened in their comms.
Why?
Um,
Because
Good
like
question.
they just think they're just that better. Like
No, I think it was they're into like a funny problem. This might be better for the climb. We should save this
okay,
content piece for
we'll save
later.
it for the climb. We'll talk about this more. More likely team to lose series to Fraud Watch. Oh, interesting. The Bendables took the win against Fraud Watch, and then this week they played the Krusty Trap, which honestly I thought one of those two was actually gonna take the loss to Fraud Watch. So I think this week they're playing. Oh no, they're playing Goblins Robins next week. So Beaver Brigade or Savage Mongoose Dynasty. That's. I mean,
It is tough. I'll say this: Savage Mongoose Dynasty has taken games on I think almost every single series they've played so far. They look pretty strong, and there's like some consistency in their ability to at least get wins.
mhm.
Beaver Brigade, I swear to God, has the highest chance of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. They just tend to lose games that they shouldn't, or like throw leads that they shouldn't. If there's any team that's gonna lose to vibes and positive upbeat attitude, it's gonna be Beaver Brigade.
Okay, you know what? I can't argue with that. I'm gonna go with Soul Pan's theory.
Solo.
So, yeah, Beaver Brigade. Both Beaver Brigade. I actually like that. That was pretty smart. Most likely to continue the win streak, Gar's kindergarten class or the Bendables. Listen, I'm gonna go with the Bendables. A little bit of bias here. The gonna end the Gar's kindergarten class streak this week. So
Ah, I see. You have them next week.
yeah, I
Okay.
have. I think who's the Bendables playing? Oh yeah, they're playing Crayola Consumers. That's right.
Yeah.
So
Um, it's a bit tough to say. I want to say Gar's kindergarten class. And there's something I'll talk more about on the climb as well.
we'll definitely
But
talk more about it.
I think Gars has a good chance here, especially since there's a slight weakening to the academy this next week.
Nah.
You're right.
Hopefully not.
You guys are getting Shen's mid. He's gonna stomp on everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I won't discredit the Bendables. I mean, they're scaling, and I honestly thought this was a team that was not going to do super well. I thought they were going to definitely make the playoffs, but I didn't know that they were going to be performing as well as they have been. So I think the Bendables have a very strong chance to continue their word streak, and also Cradle Consumers have not been looking the best as well.
Yeah.
So moving on. I think this is the last slide. Most surprising performance so far. High Cosmo's ego, one comment on the climb. Or Mr. Proton Plat Player, the double sheen mastermind. I mean, once again, I'm a little bit biased here. Proton Plat Player. I mean, his support and his comms are so crazy. I've never played with this guy on my team before. But man, this guy is just something else. So
Um, I just got ganked by a cat. So for me, Hey, Cosmo's actually not surprising to me. I think even last split he played extremely well.
Mhm.
It was like a really core component of his team's ability to like get wins.
Oh, for sure.
Proton Plat player is the bigger surprise for me because he's role swapped now 3 times across like 3 different leagues. I think the only role he hasn't played now is mid and top, so maybe catch that next split. But he's role swapped into support. He's playing extremely vocal from what I've seen from his streams, and I mean, extremely solid player so far. I think they surprised everyone in the first week when they took down Beaver Brigade, and I think that those continue to exceed expectations in the bot lane, given that they are kind of on the weaker end, at least in terms of budget.
Oh, I think we only had like 450 left. I think so. We're
Yeah.
actually, I would say we're probably on the higher end, but I think honestly, Proton. I think when I heard we were drafting Proton, I was like, really, we're drafting him for support, but I don't really know how he's gonna play. But
Hmm.
Sunny Blues, he talked him up and he's like, listen, man, this guy is goated, and so far he's proven he's goated. So I have no objections so far. So
Hmm.
Willy Run done by Proton Plat Player, and that is the last slide. So thank you everyone for coming and joining us on Solar Bolo. Thank you, Mr. Soulpan, once again for joining us.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
Type in the comments. Get well, Brissy. So hopefully he comes back next week. And
No, it's over for Brissy. I just took his spot, I think, with my
the
performance.
the so, the Solar Bolo Kings. You're now a Solar Bolo
He's
King,
run
is what
by
you're
a
saying?
jungler. How does that feel? Stupid news.
Technically, I am a jungler this season,
Oh,
so
true. Right, right. Now this is a jungle podcast. This is now bungle or jungle.
the bungle or jungle. Well, thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you next week.